Hey Cootie Crew, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is kind of like an RV life vlog, but really it's just 5 organization tips for tiny spaces in general. Maybe this is for people who have small houses or apartments. Or maybe you're like me and you live in an RV full-time. We've been in this RV for 1 year. We had to do a lot of downsizing and a lot of organizing in order to go from living in a house to living in here. And just based off of my experience, I'm going to share my top 5 tips on how we make that work with you. The first tip that I have is to declutter, which is really simple and seems really obvious, but I just have to throw it out there because it does make organizing so much easier if you have so much less stuff to organize. And decluttering is also just really freeing and feels good. And in the long run, it's really nice to have less things. At least what we've found, it's been really nice to have less stuff. Maybe that means going through your closet or your drawer full of the extra stuff or things that you don't use very often, things that maybe just get shoved away, and then periodically go through what you do have and reevaluate whether or not you need it or really want to keep it. That one was really quick, really easy, really simple. Most people understand decluttering and downsizing, so I don't need to go into a ton of detail about it, but it will make organizing so much easier if you have less clutter. Tip number 2, my favorite one, is marrying decoration with storage. Now, what on earth does that mean, right? So there are some really obvious ones, like turning your couch into a storage area. A lot of people in tiny homes and RV life will do that, and that's a really simple one, really obvious. But what about some less obvious ones? I'll give you a couple examples of this that we have here in our own home. The first example is this key holder. We could just have a normal key holder or some command hooks to hold our keys, but this piece of decoration is really cool. It ties in a lot of the room and stores all of our keys and our masks and random things like sunglasses like that. So we don't have to take up space somewhere else with all of these things, but it still looks cute. There's always furniture. You can get artistic furniture or really cool shelving units. Anything that kind of pops and looks like decoration but also stores things is key. So another example is our bathroom shelving. We had a ton of questions about where we got these shelves. These were just simple Amazon shelves. It was like a corner shelf. It was supposed to be a floating shelf on the wall, but that's not really how we ended up using it, just because that's not how these walls work. And what's great about these shelves is that I can just use it to organize a ton of my stuff, which otherwise would be a real pain in the butt to organize in such a small bathroom. We really don't have that much space in the bathroom to keep things like makeup or skincare items or jewelry or pretty much anything. We really don't have almost any bathroom storage space. On these shelves, I could have just put up all of those things that I didn't want to shove into the cabinet. But because I tied it together with decorations like the skulls, it made it look more decorative and less just like me throwing things onto a shelf. So try things like that. Try keeping decoration with anything you're trying to store in maybe a more visible spot. For this, I do have to keep things in mind, like the color scheme. Like I had a makeup brush holder, but it wasn't gold, so it looked like I had just thrown it up there. But as soon as I painted it gold, it looked like it was part of the decoration in the bathroom shelving. It's kind of like hiding things in plain sight, and you do have to put a little bit more effort into presentation and planning if you're doing something like this. But I think it really pays off, and again, this is just less things that I have to find homes for somewhere else. In summary, intertwine decoration with storage and stay creative on this one because, like I said, there's really simple tricks you can do, like getting storage furniture. There's a lot of ottomans that are hollow you can store things in, or couches or beds. All of those are great, but there are other options where you can look at something decorative and see potential for using it as storage or organization. All right, the third tip that I have for you is to make things that you use most often the most accessible. So we have not a ton of cabinet space, and we have a lot of places where we have layers of stuff. For example, under the couch, it might look like we just have a couple storage bins, but really we have like a bag full of winter items all the way in the back, and then we have like yoga mats and my longboard, and then at the very front we have all of the storage bins. So there is a ton of stuff underneath the couch. And the reason all of the winter items are at the very back is because they almost never get used, whereas the things that are stored in the bins in the front are things that I use maybe twice a week. This may seem really obvious, but there's a lot of places where you could probably store more things if you introduce those layers of need. Another example would be our kitchen items. We have this one big cabinet over the sink. We don't have a ton of cabinets. So what we did is put all of the very almost never used things, like the big pots, in the way, way back. And then in the middle is our Tupperware containers, and at the very front is the pots and pans that we use pretty much every single day. While it may be a pain to get to the items in the back when you are layering the storage like that, the nice thing is you can fit way more stuff if you do that, and it's really only going to be a pain whenever you use them, which again, for a lot of things really isn't very often. This same thinking of like most used is most accessible also helps when you're trying to plan out what space is going to be used for what. It's a real big pain in the butt to get to things that are above the bed shelves just because of where they're positioned and how they are. So anything above the bed is stuff that we almost never actually care about getting out. And the things positioned more in the living room or in places where we don't have to do yoga in order to open a cabinet, that's where we keep stuff that we use all the time. It may seem really obvious, but think about it and constantly reevaluate your storage situation. The fourth tip is to cluster items together. Now, what does this mean? Of course, there's a really popular option of just putting everything into a box, right? Because then it's like, it looks neater, which is great. I'm a big fan of that. I do that with pretty much everything I possibly can because I'm one of those people where if it looks cluttered, it makes my skin crawl. But what I mean by clustering is things that are commonly used together, store them together. Clothes are a really easy example. So all of my workout clothes are going to be stored in the same drawer because I'm probably going to be getting workout tops and workout bottoms at the same time. It's very rare that I'll be getting a workout top and like normal pants, you know, things like that. Also, if you are doing things like putting stuff into boxes, it is so much easier, especially if you have deep cabinets or a lot of things in like one big storage area, to move things around and navigate through all of your stuff. We have a storage area in here where we keep all of our books, movies, and craft supplies, and it would be totally possible to just leave all of our books and movies out, you know, that would work. It takes up the same amount of space. But by clustering things together in the different bins and kind of keeping track of like, oh, this bin is this type of movie and this bin is this type of craft supply, it is then so much easier to find what we need. And then also if we need to like get through a ton of books, we can just take out like 10 or 15 books at a time because they're all in a container. Plus, going back to a previous point, it's easier to keep craft supplies that I grab all the time centered in the front that are easy to grab, and things that I use less often in the back. The biggest example of this that I can think of is how we navigate our pantry space. So I have a couple of those plastic bins, which, you know, again, my personality is like, yay, all the storage bins. And then I'll put a bunch of different bags of flour into one of those. Sometimes it's different sugars go into one or different baking spices, which may seem kind of strange, you know, and like I'm just trying to put things into a bin. But why it's amazing is because when I need to get to something that's in the back of the shelf, I don't have to take out 5 different bags of flour and a bunch of little containers. I can just take out 1 container, 2 container, and then have what I'm looking for. And for the same reason, it makes things easier to find. Instead of having all of those things under the couch, it's easier to pull out one of the bins and find what I'm looking for instead of having to root through all of my scarves to find a dog toy or something like that. The fifth and final tip is that everything can be storage. Under the bed, under the couch, all of these weird nooks and crannies, corners of your wall. In our RV, because we're stationary, sometimes we store things in the driver's seat or the passenger seat. That weird little spot between the seats, storage. Maybe there's some tiny little spot between where your couch is and the wall. That can be storage. This is just a call to open your mind and explore the possibilities of what space you have that you can turn into a storage space if you're trying to fit a lot of things into a small space. That's it for today, guys. Just a quick vlog. I know I've had people ask me this actually here on my channel in the comment section, just because of the changes we've had to make in our lifestyle were so drastic. This is a big topic, especially right now. I hope these tips were useful or got you to think about things a little bit differently. If it was useful, like always, please give it a thumbs up. You can check out all the other videos that I have on my channel. If you want to stay tuned for future videos, please subscribe. And like always, the comment section is open to you guys. If you want to share your own tips down below, or maybe some changes you made that came out of this video, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section. The Kootie crew is really freaking cool. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.